Welcome back to Zach Collects Stuff, and we are on the third installment of What Were They Thinking? Terrible Sports Card Pictures. And I hope you're ready for the third installment. I know Ken Phelps is ready. Since this is the third installment of this video series, I would like to hear from you guys about what your favorite or unique sports card picture is. Now, if it wasn't even featured in one of my videos, that's totally fine. If you have one, just put the year and the number or the person that's on the card, and I'll take a look at it and we can share some laughs that way. But without further ado, let's get into this video, have some laughs together, and I hope you like it. Here we go. You can see in the background here, I have the favorites from the previous two videos, 3 from each video. These 3 were in the first video. The Kurt Rambis, famous basketball pose there that I absolutely love. The Bip Roberts. The Rob Murphy with the nuclear launch device. The Howard House coming out of the hedges. Mike Lavalier, just his glamour shot. And then Brolio Castillo at the JCPenney Photo Lab. So, these are the ones that we have competition against, and I have some good ones in this grouping of cards. So, let's get right to it. Ralph Bryant has never been amused a day in his life. I mean, overall, I mean, we've seen some worse ones, but this one is just hilarious. It struck me as he is not ready for sports card day. Bob Walk. Got the old Kmart glove. Holy cow. I guess as I look at this one again, it's not as bad as some of the other ones, but I just think it's funny looking. Got a giant, is that a giant chaw in his mouth or what? Obviously not the worst pictures that we've seen, but my goodness. If we look at those today, this is might be our reaction here. Jack Howell. Oh my goodness. I know he's in action pose, which is great because it's different than some of the other ones we've seen, but man, that's going to haunt you. Something you'll see in your nightmares tonight. Ken Phelps from the beginning of the show. My goodness. He reminds me of Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. I don't know why. I do love these Mariners hats, though. I love that logo. And those throwbacks are sweet. Well, they weren't throwbacks then, but love those Mariners jerseys. Double Dose, Ken Phelps. I guess this is the Ned Flanders pose that it kind of reminds me of. You got the glasses on. But the old double dose of Ken Phelps there. That'll make for a good night. Apparently this is before the time of team barbers or maybe any kind of barber. Pete Ladd. Maybe he should sit a little bit closer to the barber next time he goes to get a haircut. I don't know. Pat Tab. But he looks like a young kid with a fake mustache. So funny. We've seen Daryl Porter before with those giant glasses. I mean, you would think, like, as a professional athlete, you have to make kind of athletic movements. And when you have those huge things, how would you do that, I guess? I don't know. I wore glasses when I played baseball in high school, but they were just the lightweight frames. So before the time of, or after the time of these giant clunkers there. Don just looks like he's in pain. It's like a mother after she's given birth. She's forcing him to smile for a picture. Now the return of 92 Bauman. Possibly the worst thought out. There's Brolio back there. It's kind of like, I got you beat, Brent. Man. Oh, man. 92 Bauman. Not to be outdone, Todd Jones. This guy was a heart attack and a half watching him pitch for the Tigers. But he would always get the job done. He'd give up a couple runs in the 9th inning. He'd somehow get a save. But there's the back one. That's in between shots. Somehow this is the best picture they could find. But still, those 90s styles, man. Chad McConnell. Is that really a baseball player? He's got the old Easton. I remember those bats. For sure, when I was playing Little League back in the day. Oh my goodness. He's all gloved up and ready. Craig Cusick. Transition lenses. He looks like he should be on, the SNL skit with Chris Farley, The Bears. The Bears. Yep. He looks like he fits right into that group. He's got a baker's dozen of heart attacks. Mario Ramirez. It's like when my son's taking a picture. He looks everywhere but the camera. He's happy to be there. It's not the worst one. I think it's just funny, though. Oh, another double dose of Niedenfuhr. Oh, man. Every one of his cards. He must have been some kind of good pitcher because he's got at least 4 years of cards that we've featured on here. Let's see here. I guess a lifetime ERA of 3. A win-loss percentage of... Or win-loss of 33 and 33. I don't know. But needing fewer of those. Another year that did glamour shots. This is 92, maybe? Is this 92 tops? 94 tops. 94 tops, sorry. Got the old red background, the color match for the Cardinals, picture day. The mock turtleneck on. It's definitely a March, April type outfit. Look at that. Glamour shots. Now we're getting down to some good ones. Brian Holton. I think this card was in the last one. I mistakenly put it in 2 of them, but still just as good. He too looks like he is not having fun or is in some pain. Of course, it is like 1 billion degrees in Los Angeles, maybe, so he's not too happy about that. Brett Saberhagen just saw Top Gun. Goose, no! Love that one. Got the aviators on. The Return of Kurt. I told you it would be in every video. I love this card. Such a bad sports card. Look at those shoes, too. Those shoes, Asics. Glamour shots. Willie McGee. It's actually not a bad player. Willie McGee. Just a terrible picture. And now we're getting down to the top 4 here. Gorman Thomas. Holy cow. This is the guy you don't want to see in an alley. Look at that mustache. But again, those Mariners logos, those uniforms were sick. This one might be my favorite one of this grouping. And Mike Fischlin. I don't even know how to describe this one. He literally has a black eye. It looks like he just got in a fight outside the Jake, and he's happy about it. Oh, the Indians provided some great card pictures back in the day. Holy cow. Looks like a happy-go-lucky guy. Yeah. I should come from the top with this one. It's like Corey Snyder's sliding in from the clouds. I guess I shouldn't say anything because the Derek Jeter rookie card from this series is the same thing. It's like up in the clouds or whatever. I don't know what the thinking was. But, man, actually those shoes are pretty sweet. I like those ones. But Corey Snyder sliding in the clouds. It's like a funeral announcement. Now Corey slides with the Angels. Not the baseball playing ones. And this one is from the same series as a bunch of other great pictured ones, but Paul Noce, or Noach. This is why I did the entire series. When I pulled this card, I had to feature a bunch of these terrible pictures, but this one is absolutely hilarious. You can see he's supposed to be batting. He's got a bat sticking up there, and it's like he's getting hit by the pitch. But for a baseball card, this is a giant joke. And if I was Paul, I would carry a pocket full of these cards everywhere with me, and I would hand them out like candy. Of course, you can't really hand out candy in public. That's kind of a weird thing. But I would hand these out and autograph them. This card is absolutely hilarious, and it makes me happy, even though it's kind of worthless. It's got some terrible condition issues, water staining or whatever, but it'll stay in this top loader because I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite cards in my collection just because of the novelty of it. So funny. Like, obviously, he had a sense of humor about this whole thing, but hopefully, like, this wasn't his only baseball card that he had. But if it is, it's legendary. So, speaking of another legendary card, well, I'll get to that in a second. What we have, I'm going to kind of replace, I don't know if I should replace them or just kind of add them to the stack here. Got Paul Noce. I think my favorite three, obviously Paul Noach or Noce, Mike Fischlin. This one is awesome to me. Just got the black eye, just beat up. And Corey Snyder sliding in the clouds. So I'm going to add these to the stage. Let me know what your favorite one is. Let me recap all of them real quick. Obviously, from this video, we have the Corey Snyder sliding among the clouds. We have the fish, Mike Fischlin. Just got off of Brawl. Paul Noach. Wearing it. Hey, gets on base, doesn't he? Braulio Castillo. Oh boy. Dropsies. Mike Lavalier. Such a good one. Howard House. Like Homer Simpson coming out of the hedges. So funny. That's where the meme had to have come from. Rob Murphy. On his computer on the sidelines. I don't have a bullpen today. I'm just going to browse MySpace. Although it's 1990. I don't know exactly what was around then. Bip Roberts with the sombrero in the dugout. It'd be cool if it was like the chip hat. You got the chips inside there with the salsa you could dip in. And finally, Kurt Rambis. Let me know your favorite of the ones that I featured there, those 9. I think my absolute favorite one, I mean, it's obviously Paul Noach. Noce. Not sure how to say his name. That's my all-time favorite one. But these ones are such good runners-up. Like, this is probably my second favorite. Braulio. So, my all-time favorite terrible picture. Obviously, Paul's a close second. But I'm going to throw it up on the screen for you. If you've never seen the Keith Comstock from Pro Cards, that card is possibly the most legendary baseball card ever created. It is absolutely hilarious. I don't know if he was in competition with Paul Nochi here, but I think this one came first, and then the Keith Comstock. Oh boy. I have a bad system here of setting this up. But this is my all-time lineup from the cards that I have in my collection. Obviously, there's some great ones out there. I would love for you guys to share them with me. I really hope that you have enjoyed this little dive into unique pop culture, I guess I'll say. These cards are absolutely hilarious to me. I love collecting baseball cards. I love going through 90s collections because of these. Not for my own collection, but just to kind of have a laugh. Obviously, 90s collections were absolutely terrible. 80s and 90s collections are so overproduced. Most things are worthless unless you have the big names. But it creates such a weird time in transition, looking at the styles, looking at what people wore, looking at the glasses and everything that goes along with it. So those all created, looking at the technology available at the time. All of that kind of creates a unique niche for 90s and 80s collecting, for me anyways. Obviously, there's a lot of people that build sets and whatever, so the 90s and 80s are still decent times to collect for them. But this is fun. I hope to do some more video series in the future like this. I think I'm going to do my favorite sets coming up. Maybe I'll do like a pre-2000 set, a post-2000 set, and then my favorite vintage set. But I have some other ideas going forward for videos that I would like to make. So hopefully this has been fun for you as much as it has been for me. I love doing stuff like this. Hopefully the view has been enjoyable for you. Please, if you have any questions about collections, or if you want to comment on one of these, or if you want to kind of make a joke about it, please do. That's all fun for me too. I'd like to read. I would love to read your comments. And until I hear from you, or until another video, I'll talk to you soon. Have a fantastic day.